Okay, everybody. We are in the afternoon. I did not record any of this morning's trades, which really sucks because just to show you and so that I can look back at this later, um, today is the 12th. So on the 11th, I finished trading with a balance of 58,280. And then I started my trading uh, early in the morning, as you can see. I did have an overnight NQ trade that I put on with large size but very tight stop, um, and it worked out. That was a fantastic trade. Woke up this morning to see that I had made my $4,300 on that trade, um, and then I started trading the market. I woke up around 10 o'clock, jumped on the computer, looked where all my levels were, and I happened to be in a spot where I could jump into a trade and picked up another $1,100 there, which made me really comfortable on the day to get a little aggressive. But stay smart. Um, just because you have money in your pocket, don't be careless, but you can be a little bit more aggressive with size. So as you can see, I started trading 3 shares, 5 shares uh, in the uh, in several different products, crude, NQ, the Dow. Pretty much ended up in just the NQ, as I took a few losses here through here, one win, and it's kind of back and forth. Losses and wins, losses and wins. But you'll see, I took these losses, picked up these wins, took a loss, picked up some good wins. Got a hold of a break-even trade, took a small loss, some small wins, some a little bit larger wins. Then I took this substantial loss, but that's okay. I mean, when you're up $7,000 on the day, you can. I don't want to say you want to let things run against you too far or hold them too long, but um, you can allow yourself a little bit more leeway if you have a couple of levels or confluences um, that are down below your entry or above your entry, and the price goes against you a little bit. Uh, and that one I just ended up cutting. Um, you know, there was a couple levels there that just didn't hold, so I ended up cutting that trade. Small loss here, picked up some more wins, and this is kind of the theme. Small losses, relatively small for the NQ with 2 shares. Um, here's NQ with 1 share. It's about half of that. Um, so you keep your losses relatively small, depending on the size you're trading, and you pick up these small wins, looking for that bigger win. But if price isn't working the way you want it to, take the profit, get out of the trade. You can always get back in the trade later. So picking up, then we had a substantial win here, where I went in with 5 contracts, uh, took 3 contracts off at my first target profit level, and then let the other 2 contracts run. Um, and this would have been about halfway through from level to level trading, and then took the rest off when it reached the next level. So this is what I'm looking for, but these kinds of things happen when price just doesn't seem to be acting the way I want it to act, right? Um, so right now we're at 67.5. We were at 58.2, so we're up $9,300 on the day. So it's been a good day. Certainly can't complain about that, right? Right here we are. We did enter this trade as soon as um, you'll see on my charts. Um, we broke coming up. Oh, here we go. We tested it. we came down. We've been holding the EMA really well since this push off of VWAP. We did come down one time to test the 50, and it held and went back up, regained everything, and hit this level. Um, we did get our 2-bar down trade, and this is a really good point of risk management. This is a setup, and for all the new people, I'm telling you, see the setup, take the trade, regardless if it's a win or a loss, right? But once you start doing that for a couple of weeks, now you have to start looking at how to manage these trades and whether or not you should actually take the trade when it sets up and tells you, this is a trade. So here, if you look back a little left, we had a nice push off VWAP. We got extended from the 15. We came down, and it's just been riding that 15 up a ways till we got a little bit of liquidation move, dropped down, and just had a pullback to this low here. So you end up with pretty much equal lows, and it holds the 50 and then immediately shoots up and regains all of your EMAs. So right now my thought process is, on the 1-minute chart, we're in a good uptrend. We did have one pretty good pullback, but we regained and we're holding our 15 EMA going up, right? So when it comes up and then it gives us our 2-bar down signal, I don't want to take this trade because we've been holding the 15 well. Now, there's enough room from level to level here that I can wait and see, do we break back below the EMAs? Do we break this low? And now if we broke this low and we broke the 200, yeah, I'd get into a short here and take it down to the level. It's not as big of a trade. You're not going to make as much profit, but it's the higher probability trade. Right now, we don't have high probability, even though we have a signal here to go long or to go short because of recent price action. Okay, we got our EMA cross here, and ever since it crossed, we've been holding those EMAs all the way back up to this level, right? So I waited, and I waited to see what was going to happen, and we kind of jammed in between these. After we got this, we got a doji, then we got an up bar, then we got another doji that closed above this up bar, and then we got our push through the level, and the price closed here. Well, this is basically, if you count the color, I don't count these really thin dojis. These kinds I will count. So basically, we had 3 minutes and 3 up bars. That's more than the 2. We closed above the level, so I took the trade here. Okay, and that's about the best price position you can get in, because on one contract, instead of risking 250 or 300, I'm only risking $155. If it breaks back below the level, then I would just stop out and reassess. But as is, where are we at on our charts here? We're coming up to a level that kind of came up to here, so we want to kind of watch this, see if we can break this high here. If we don't, we may get out of the trade for a little less profit. We're about halfway to our profit target, so I'm going to move the trade to break even so I don't lose anything. I only have one contract, so I wasn't able to take any profits off here and then move stop to break even, but I would have if I'd had 2 contracts. So I'm going to go ahead and move my stop to break even so I don't lose any money on this trade. We're still holding the EMAs well. So, if I do see that I need to get out of this trade, it's probably not going to be for very much. And in fact, I may not get out of it early. I may just let my break-even stop loss work, because that brings us back down to the level. We can see how it reacts and see if we want to re-enter that trade. So yeah, start, just start thinking about these things. As long as price is holding these EMAs, yeah, this probably would have, scared me had I been in a trade, because I really don't like price to break and close below the 30. Okay, um, but the 50, is a nice strong level on the 1 minute chart. We see it there. It held. We came back up. So instead of going short um, off of this signal, this is bullish price action to me. I want to wait and see what happens and see if we break back below the EMAs again. And because this low is so close to the 200, I would actually want to see a break of the 200 before I go short, and I could have a very tight stop loss on that trade. Again, only risking about $100 to $150 instead of the 150 to 300. So far this is working out. We're going to have this high here to contend with, um, and see what happens. We went long here. It did come back and put us into negative territory for a moment when it retested the level, and then from there we went up, made this high, came back, and we're still just holding that 15 EMA. Okay, so as long as that holds true, there's no reason at all for me to get out of this trade and take the $350 profit that I've already got. I want that 750 sitting up there. I'm already up for the day, so if this goes to break even, it's no big deal. I'm already up 9,000, a little over $9,000 on the day. So also when I'm up like that, some trades you saw that $1,400 loss or $1,200 loss, whatever it was. Um, you know, I'll have one of those, maybe two of those throughout the day after I'm up big like this. Um, but for the most part, once I get into a trade, I'm looking for an area where I can move my stop to break even somewhat quickly. Um, I don't want it to be a detriment to where I get in the trade, it pumps up, I move my stop to break even. Well, it comes back, retests the zone, and it was stopped me out. And now I got to get in on a second green bar, which is up here, which is not as good a price as what I got. So I will allow it that first loss. Guys, go lay down. Missy, bed. Missy, bed. Missy, bed. Good girl. Go lay down. Um, and that was only a $150 loss. You know, I had a really tight stop on that. Um, and it could have come out, stopped me out, went back up, and gave me another buy signal. I would have bought it. So it's just a matter of being patient and working your profit and loss correctly. Is there any way on God's green earth that I'm going to give back that entire $9,300? Absolutely not. Um, if I were to give back half of it because all of a sudden I'm not reading the market well, or I'm taking trades that aren't in my trading system, um, you know, at the most I'm going to get back 4,500, no more than half of it. And a lot of people might be really upset at themselves for that. Damn it, I could have had a $9,000 day, and now I end the day with $4,500. Why would you be upset with that? I mean, just really think about that for a minute. You still made $4,500 in one day. Why would it bother me if I gave some of that back? Enough, guys. Why would it bother me if I gave some of that back? Trying to take trades to increase over the $9,000. Still made darn good money today. You know, this is going to be an area of contention here. What time is it? It's 2:30. I'm closing this trade here for 5:35. 2:30 is right around the time where if the market's going to reverse for the afternoon, This is probably where it's going to happen. And we just reached the bottom of this candle right here at the high of day, which would be, you know, if I were to draw a full zone as a supply zone instead of just support resistance, that zone would pretty much be right there. And we just came up and kissed it. So I'm going to go ahead and shut that trade off a little early. I missed out on $200 possibly, but I'm okay with that. You know, that's not going to bother me. Take that off. Um, because we made 500, so now we're $75 away from having a $10,000 day, 5-figure day. And these are the days. I mean, obviously, that feel great. Um, you just can't beat it when you're trading the market as well as you can, and you're making really good choices. Um, am I gonna do something stupid to try to get that $75? No, I'm not. Um, because I mean, $75. I've I've already had a $10,000 day. Let's just call it what it is. Um, just because the number doesn't say 10,000, this is a $10,000 day. Looks like we broke that high. Let's see if it's a liquidation move, or if it's planning on going higher. We do have another daily level up here. We've got a daily pivot right here and a 5-minute zone um, right here. And yes, I drew that one really, really, really small. Um, I think I drew this. No, it's not all-time highs. Um, yeah, I just drew it really, really small for some reason, which is fine. So right now, this is starting to look like a liquidation move. Maybe not anymore. Yes, possibly so. So I'm going to watch this. That looks like a liquidation move to me. When we do an equal but opposite candle. So I'm going to let this pull back for a second, and then I'm going to enter a short right here with one contract. Um, the equal and opposite, you have one candle that pushes up, breaks a level, and then you immediately have an opposite candle that comes all the way back down to the bottom. Um, so it's basically an equal and opposite. Um, those are candles that I will look for, especially when it's in an area where it's breaking a high, because this could be just or a liquidation move uh, to break that high and grab some liquidity from up here just to go start the reversal process. This is an inside bar indicator, which means this bar did not break the high or the low of this candle. And I've put this on because I've been noticing that inside bars at levels um, do seem to work as something that catches your eye and says, "Hey, we might be reversing here." If we break below that inside bar, which would also be breaking below this bar, this could be our reversal, especially with the time that we're in, where it's 2:34 in the afternoon. Um, Now, it could also uh, just jam up. So I'm going to put a pretty tight stop on this. If this was a liquidation move, we should not get all the way back up here. Um, and we get a second inside bar, which I have to look back and see, how that works out um, when two of them happen. This is what I would be worried about on the second inside bar, is that, you know, the first one, we didn't break it. So the second one could indicate we're not reversing and we're going to go on up. Um, so we'll have to see. But now price is actually broken above the first inside bar. Um, let's see what happens. Like I said, that may have been a little too tight. I could have put it up at the top of this candle. But my thoughts, on liquidation moves, which I don't think this was now, is that if it was a liquidation move, we should not get back above or get back up to the top of that candle. But usually a liquidation move will move in the opposite direction a little bit faster and show a V shape up and down. So I've got less and less confidence in this trade right now. And I'm actually expecting to lose this trade. Um, but again, I'm up $10,000 on the day. Okay, $9,900 on the day, um, and I'm willing to let this $205 go, uh, just to see if, for whatever reason, uh, the sellers actually do take control at this point. Again, I've got to start paying attention. Enough, guys. I bark at nothing. Because we have been holding the EMAs, when we get down here, is this going to break through or is it just going to reverse? So right now, we've got a pretty good resistance level at the flat tops of all of these 1 minute bars. So I'm going to move my stop down in case we do hit a reverse. I've just reduced my risk a little bit. Okay. If we do break through, then we'll have to start watching and see how far we can break through, how fast it starts accelerating, if it accelerates at all, and things like that. So, Missy, go bed. Good girl. There's a breakthrough of the 15, and it looks like we have a little acceleration there. I'm going to go ahead and move my stop to break even. And right now we're up $180. I want to see, do we regain the 15 or do we hold below it? And the only way to gauge whether you're going to hold it or break it is when this candle closes. Because it might pop up to the bottom of this consolidation and drop. It might go all the way up and break through. I mean, I don't know. But right now I'm protected with my stop loss because this is a riskier trade. I'm going against the trend. I'm up against EMAs that could, they could just come down, test, reverse, and shoot up. So I want to protect myself here uh, and see what happens. There's a pop up to the bottom of the consolidation. Now this candle closed above, just barely, but it did not break the high. It didn't close above the down candle. So there's still a little hope for this trade. Um, And it looks like we're going to get stopped out. Because now we have our reversal candle and we're working on the confirmation candle. And I'll go ahead and close that trade there. We did break through the 30. I could hold and see if we go all the way down to the next level. Um, but for ego's sake, yes, I wanted to be able to say I now have a $10,000 day. The 50, again, is a stronger level. And if we look back at price action, the 50 is right at the top of this consolidation here, this level here. Um, and the top of this consolidation way back here. So this is a pretty good support level. Uh, you know, this isn't a zone I would draw, but you do need to look back at price action, especially when you're coming into your EMAs, um, and see, what kind of support level, how many times has price touched this level today and reversed? Um, and if I just draw, a horizontal line there, and as you can see, it didn't hold, but um, well, I won't say it hasn't held yet, but well, let's delete that one. All right. So if I take my 1 minute chart and I go back and I look at this, um, price went above, came back below, and then hit, broke above, hit, broke through, hit, fell. And we fell, you know, for the good majority of the afternoon until we came back up, hit, broke above, couldn't hold, hit, broke above, hit, went up, touched our level, and then came down. So this is an area where you have to be very careful. And as soon as it breaks through, then yeah, I mean, look, we not only went down to the next level, but we've done it from that level in a 1 minute bar. That's pretty strong price action right there. And again, you know, the reason I closed this trade up here was because we were at the 230 time frame where a reversal in the market for the afternoon could begin. We could come all the way back down to VWAP and just kind of close on VWAP in this daily level. Um, you know, I was tracking. Uh, I was tracking the fib levels, fib retracements from the beginning of this daily swing right here, because we came up here and then that's where it looked like it started to roll over. So I drew a fib from the bottom to the top, and that's what these levels are. We came right down to the 50, um, broke through it a little bit. Uh, Actually, we didn't break through it. We came pretty close to it, which was this daily level, um, and bounced back up. and now we're back at the high, and looks like we're reversing again. So, these fib levels are something to watch as well. We'll get into that later. As you can see, I mean, you've got levels that will also tell you. The very first level is the 23%, um, and you can see we're right at the 1 minute 200 there. Um, and again, I may put a lot of things on the chart sometimes, but all it is confluence. It does. These aren't telling me to trade. I take my trades off of my levels, but I want confluence to tell me should I actually get into that trade, or you know, yes, you should get into that trade. If we come down and we break this level, and it gives me a signal, right around here, do I really want to take that trade? Well, probably not right there, but if it breaks the 200 and it breaks uh, the 25 level of the fib, yeah, I might want to get in short there. We've got these lows to contend with, but if I get in short here, I could put my stop there, which is going to be about $150, $175, and that's acceptable. That's better than acceptable. My normal risk on any NQ trade is usually around $300. Um, so there's a lot of things that can help you, you know, manage your risk and or give you confluence to say, yeah, this is a good trade. This is one I need to take because I just broke this and this and this and this. And they all came together, and price just broke through it, which would tell you sellers are being very aggressive or buyers are being very aggressive, just like VWAP. I mean, when you come to VWAP, you see all these buys I bought at VWAP because VWAP is such a strong level. There's going to at least be a bounce and maybe even a reversal. Um, it bounced, it came back and retested, broke through a bit, and then took off. And you can see I bought down here. This was all. It was also at a daily level. It was also at a 5 minute level. So we had all three of these things converging at one time, and we were just above the 50 on the fib. Okay, um, which is another level where you'll see price bounce off of every once in a while. Does it always reverse? No, but it, with all of these levels together, you're going to see some kind of reaction. Okay, and it might be a scalp, it might be an all-day hold, it could be a decent trade from level to level, which is what I got. Um, and that's the trade where I made the 1600 up here, and I pulled off three contracts down here for a little over $300 a piece in this candle here. And that was either I took them off right at the 200 or just as we broke the 200 in case it, slammed back down. I went ahead and grabbed my profit there, moved my stop loss to break even on the trade. Okay. So, you know, again, you're seeing my chart now with just about everything on it that I will use from time to time. Okay. And there are times when I just absolutely and take the fib off because I'm done for the day. There's no reason for me to leave that on. Um, there's days where I trade nothing but this: the levels, the EMAs, and VWAP. Okay. Um, I didn't have the fib on to catch any of this move here. I didn't throw the fib on until we started to roll over, and I got a swing high to to look at. And you can see I was buying here, selling, selling, buying, uh, or buying here, selling here. I sold here, uh, which, I didn't quite have my sell signal yet, so that was a trade really I should not have taken. Um, yeah. So, it's just, it is what it is. Um, yeah, because I sold on this candle. When I saw, yeah, we got almost to the level. We got our two candle reversal. Price came up, got me close to the top. I sold, hoping it would go down, go back down. And then this green candle right here, it went up and touched the level, is where I stopped out for a small loss. Again, should I have taken that sell? Probably not, because look at, you know we're holding those EMAs all the way up. Do I really expect price to just fall all the way through those EMAs? No. Um, and in fact, this buy right here is one that I should have held through that level because of the EMAs. Um, you know, and comes back down, tests the 30, goes back up, and goes up to the next level. Um, so, you know, I actually wasn't paying as much of attention as I should have been. Otherwise, my first trade of the day would have been um, better than $1,000. You know, in just these two candles, it would have been 2,000, $2,500. You know, and I wouldn't have had to have messed around with all of this right here, or I probably took some of those losses before I started getting the shorts to pay off. Okay, and then grabbing some longs, messing around along the way. Um, so all of that takes time uh, in the markets to understand and see. Um, so again, when you're first learning, see the setup, take the trade, win or lose, doesn't matter. I don't care if you're down $50,000 at the end of the week. Okay, then you got to reset your paper trading account. That's fine. Then once you just get used to that, seeing the setup, taking the trade, now kind of watch previous price action. What has it been doing? Well, we've been uptrending. We're holding these EMAs. We had one hiccup, but we regained everything, and we should be good to continue that trend now. So, do I really want to take a short off of this level, even though it shows me a setup? No, I don't. What do I want to do? Wait and see if it breaks that level, continues the uptrend, and take the long from this level to this level. That's the higher probability trade. Okay. Um, so I hope this video helped um, a little bit in your trade management journey. For those of you that are moving into it or are trying to get better at it, um, a couple of little golden nuggets in here. I think you can see. I mean, I took a ton of trades today, paid a lot in commissions, but to end the day with $10,000, I'll pay those commissions. Perfectly happy with it. Okay, and this was in paper trading. It was not in a combine. Um, so just spending a couple days, especially up at these levels, brand new contract rollover. I want to see where the market, is trying to go. Um, I'm going to turn that on now so that both contracts sync up. Um, the previous contract and this contract sync up. I mean, we're at. Uh, did we actually? I don't know. We didn't break all-time highs. Um, all-time highs are way the hell up here at 18,700. um, which to me is just crazy. Um, but let's take a look at the hourly chart. I want to kind of get a gauge on what's going on here uh, and see. I mean, we are still in an uptrend on the hourly. Um, does look like we've entered, you know, some consolidation up here, um, but it's been pretty nice price action to be able to get some really good short time frame trades on. Get rid of the executions. Um, so yeah, I mean, kind of bouncing from daily to daily here uh, for a few days. Uh, so we're going to have to see how this plays out. Is this the start of a reversal for a bit of a downtrend for a few days, or are we just consolidating to go higher? Um, and on the hourly chart, um, I'm going to say I'm going to put some swing levels on here, uh, and I'm going to mark this one red, and we're going to make it 1 hour swing low uh, template. Uh, Save as 1 hour swing low. And the reason I'm making this now is uh, because on the hourly chart we are in consolidation. So I want to see these highs and these lows so that I can tell if we break to one side or the other. If we break the swing low, then we could very well be headed further to the downside. Same with the swing high, but I'm not expecting highs to push as far as if we broke the swing low. I think we could start really unraveling a little faster where these highs, I mean, we made highs here, then we just barely made new highs there and then came back below. Uh, I would expect that kind of trend higher to continue until we break the low and roll over just a little bit. And then we could come back and really, bust through a high and make some progress. Not to say it won't. I mean, if we break this high, it might shoot up to here before starting to fall off a little bit. Uh, so we just have to watch it, right? Um, yeah, I need to put in my swing high, and we are going to make that uh, green. Yeah, green will work. And 1 hour swing high. Save as 1 hour swing high. Lock that in place. And now we've got something to watch over the next couple of days. We do need, we need to go to the 5 minute chart and come back to those levels. Oh, no, delete that. Because I know we have, yep, right at the swing high. We have us a 5 minute level. And we got one right there where the down move actually took off. Put this back on the 1 minute now. And now we have our swing high, swing low, and we have our 5 minute level all the way up at the all-time highs. So we are pretty well set and ready to go for the next couple of days of trading. All right. I am not going to trade anymore today. I think if I hit a $10,000 day, that's pretty much good enough for me. I think that would be good enough for anybody. So, all right. Have a great day, everybody. I hope you gained a little bit of nuggets out of this. I will eventually explain to you what's going on here. It's just a different setup, a different trade uh, that is taken in the morning during the first. There's two trades that can be taken here on certain assets. I'm looking at it on all assets, um, but right now it's not a levels system. So just continue with what you're doing and don't worry about anything else you see on my charts. All right. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. I am going to try to uh, stream live tomorrow in ATCC, but we'll see if that happens.